Okay, everybody, welcome to the Obsolete Gamer Show. We're happy to finally be streaming so you can see our beautiful mugs on our Google Plus Hangout. Of course, we're going to also convert this to our normal podcast so that everybody could get a chance to listen to it later on. But it's good to have this interaction where you can see what we're going on our Facebook and Google Plus page. You can leave comments and just ask questions if you want, and we can go from there. But for now, we're going to be talking about a variety of subjects. But first up, we have Xander from Leet Lounge Live. I know you guys saw when I was on their program, and we had a lot of fun talking about a lot of things. But I really wanted to have someone from there on so that we could just talk about the lounge. I just think it's such a great idea, and it's just such a great place for fans to come and hang out, play video games, talk, interact. Meet a whole bunch of people from comic books to games, all over the place. So I just wanted to, welcome Xander to coming on the show to talk about it.
Well, thank you very much. I'm honored. We love you guys at Obsolete Gamer, so it's a real pleasure.
We also have President of Obsolete Gamer, Ignacio, who luckily doesn't have a cam, so he doesn't have to scare all the viewers.
Yeah, and I have to clean my room and take all the bodies.
And I apologize for my camera. I don't know what's going on. It is not the camera's fault. I know it's probably something with me, but I'm trying to fix it. Maybe it's good.
Stop downloading.
Yeah, that's maybe
legal games. That is.
Yeah, exactly. I stop the downloads.
Are you downloading ROMs? I think you're downloading ROMs.
No, I don't do that. And we also have Grace Snoke here, and she's going to be talking to us about the Xbox One and all the fallout that came from the press release. Grace, it's great to have you on the show as well.
Great to be here, guys.
All right, so let's start with Xander. Leet Lounge Live. I love it. I love hanging out there. I love the people in there. Even some of the people that come in and act a little crazy. It's an awesome format.
Yes.
I know that you guys have now just moved over to Twitch, and I saw it yesterday, and it looks really awesome. But I guess let's start kind of in the beginning. How did the concept come about?
It all started with Jace Hall Show Season 5. So while I was producing Season 5 with Jace Hall and Todd Roy, and during it, the idea came up from Jace to build the ultimate arcade machine. As a kid, he thought about how he wished he could have every single game in one box so he could just play them at any time. And he's so old that back then they only had 2 games. So that wasn't that big of a dream. But nowadays, it's a pretty big deal. So we found a company on the East Coast, and they custom built a cabinet for us. The big, beautiful 55-inch 3D LED screen and a custom 27-inch, marquee monitor with all custom controls that would fit every single possible game. So we can play the games from Commodore 64 to Nintendo 64 to PlayStation to any of the Ataris, all in one. And then we set out and reached out to individual collectors, because there are people out there who love, just Commodore 64, and they have collected every single game. We reached out to them, got their games, put it all in one machine, and once it got here, it was so popular and so just overwhelmingly beautiful and smack talk inducing, and we were laughing and yelling and crying all the time, that we thought, geez, we should start filming this. No, let's not just film it, let's stream it so people could see and check in any time. And that's how it all started. And then we found Tiny Chat as a place where we could go to, and it pretty much had everything that we needed at the time to work. And it's been a great beta testing ground, and from that we got a sponsorship from Sony Online Entertainment, and now are moving on to Twitch.
Nice. So the idea, did you always plan to have like different guests come on and talk about things, or did it start out more as, we're going to play, show off these games, and have other people come in and also play?
Yeah, it always stemmed around the kind of celebrity factor. It definitely did because that's how the Jace Hall show went. While they were at Warner Brothers on the lot, these people would just stop by. Clint Eastwood stops by the office, and Zack Snyder was down the hall, and so they that really kind of naturally evolved into this, saying, okay, let's just reach out to people who like playing games, or even if they don't, let's give people access to them, this fun, direct access, just like when you came on, people could chat with you directly, whereas they might not be able to otherwise. So yeah, it always was based around that, and based around the idea of hanging out and having fun. And say you're a lonely gamer in the Midwest somewhere, you don't have many friends, you could come on and feel like, with the cameras and with the chat and with being able to video cam up, it was very cool to give them that opportunity to be as if they were there with us.
Yeah, and I think that you guys really were able to awesomely, I would say, bridge between having people come on and still having that accommodating feel. Like it doesn't matter, like you said, if you're in the Midwest or if you're in LA where you guys are at, you felt like you were, chilling in someone's house or in a local arcade. And even though you may have had celebrities on and people on. It never felt like, hey, look at us, we got celebrities. It was like, hey, we're all hanging out, we're all gamers, let's have some fun. And I thought that was, really great that you were able to pull that off.
I appreciate that, and that's definitely the goal. Hearing some of those things that you said makes me happy, because it means we're definitely accomplishing our goal. My latest favorite description of the lounge is living room meets 80s style arcade.
Nice. I would definitely agree.
Right, that's the hope. And so hopefully we'll be able to bring that also to Twitch, because when you go on Twitch, it's great to watch some of the gameplay, but it's very solitary, focused. I'm a gamer and I'm playing my game, and you can just watch me play.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's like a streamer probably playing music and then answering to people on another chat platform. So you just hear the guy talking to himself like he's insane.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, I think the interaction is key because, people come on there, and like I said, I think the atmosphere just makes the people that you guys have on feel relaxed. And it is a lounge, so I mean, it makes sense. People come on and, they're answering questions, and, look, gamers are going to come in and sometimes ask silly or ask strange questions. And, everyone has always been willing to answer, and it just, it works. And then people can just hang out. Like, even when there isn't a guest on, you guys have the Ultimate Game Machine running. People will discuss different things. But going back to guests, what is your process for looking for people to come on? And usually, how does that work out when you're looking for guests?
They have to be cool. No. A lot of it has to do with timing, right? So if a game is just released and there's a voice actor that we can get on around the time that it's released, I think that's always something we look for. YouTube's a great resource for people. We had DJ Flula, if you've ever seen any of his. You were in the lounge.
Yeah.
Flula was on, and man, the guy was just dynamic and hilarious and very cool. And he was somebody who actually one of our viewers, Wayne Wolf, recommended. I hadn't seen his videos, but then he connected us together, and Flula came in. So sometimes it just has to do. It depends. Like, are we going to go for The Rock and Will Smith and some of the other bigger connections that we have? Absolutely, especially now that we're on Twitch. But in general, it just has to do with who really fits within the geek and gamer lifestyle, and whose inner geek can we find through in-depth research, finding out that Susan Sarandon used to play Pac-Man all the time, or some obscure fact about somebody, and then trying to get them. Really, the answer is never no until you ask. So we feel like we just go out there, we ask, and if one avenue doesn't work, we'll try and go another way. We tried for a while to get Weird Al on in the lounge, and we just kind of were. I was trying to get him for Jace Hall Show season 5, and we just kept bumping up against barriers. And I talked to people who knew him, and going around this way, going around that way, and then for season 5, we made a connection with Jamie Lee Curtis, and went to her house to film. And while we were there, she was like, "Hey, just out of the blue," she's like, "Do you guys know Al? Weird Al?" And we were like, "Oh my gosh, we've been trying to get him." And she's like, "Hold on a second." She walked in the other room, she typed up an email, and she was like, "Oh, he just wrote me back. Yeah, he'll be in touch."
Nice.
See, that's awesome. And have you ever had people, I guess, who you really wanted to come on, and like maybe they weren't, they felt that maybe they didn't want to do like a gamer show? Because I one of the things I noticed was in the beginning with, and I share like the vision that you guys had, because with the gamer profiles, I just think that there's so many people that have played some type of classic game that I really just wanted to know it. So it's
Right.
like, at first when we started, we would ask, "Hey, could you do a gamer profile?" I mean, our email would just stay empty, and we're like, "Man." And then it's like, it's so weird because you get that first person, and then it all comes from there. But you still have some people that are like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." The next
Right.
thing you know, they see someone else, and they're like, "Wait a minute, why is this guy doing a gamer profile?" Now they want to do a gamer profile. I
Of
mean, have you
course.
guys had the same kind of experience?
Yeah, and I think you're always going to have that. It's what we also find too is sometimes people say yes and still aren't sure, even after our description of what actually Elite Lounge Live is and what they're going to experience. And then when they get here, their eyes kind of widen, mouths open, and they're like, "Whoa, what? This is so cool." Some people get a little overwhelmed and then warm up, but I think you're right. We're definitely now getting some return emails from people who weren't necessarily ignoring us before, but who may have been busy and now have had time to actually see what it is and kind of put their finger on it and label it. And now they're writing back and saying, "Hey, yeah, sorry it's been so long, busy. I'm interested in coming in."
So for the people who may not be familiar with the lounge, can you tell us about like how the programming works? Because you guys are on, well, at least before when you were on Tiny Chat, there was a longer window where people could just log in, and there may not have been something going on directly in the lounge, but there were moderators and talking and discussions, and then you have a show. But you also have, besides the guests that you guys have on usually in the evening, you guys also are now bringing shows. Like I saw Revenge of the Show, uh, which is really cool because we used to watch all the other gaming shows on Spike and stuff.
Hmm.
So could you tell us a little bit about the other shows that you guys are bringing?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a little loose right now since moving to Twitch is going to be a pretty it's a big deal, and we're having a soft launch. Last night was the first time we've been on, and today we should be on for the full broadcast, I believe. Excuse me, in about 45 minutes. But the way the focus is live. So when you think of the term program, it can fall into like shows and scripted and non-interactive. So we are really focusing on the interactive and really focusing on how can we connect with the audience the best. So for the most part, the main portion of our live stream, which is Monday through Saturday, 5 to midnight, is the lounge. And the lounge will be the celebrity guests. It'll be so there will be a 2-hour block of a celebrity guest. There will be a 2-hour block of a new release showcase. I really you've brought it up, but I've always wanted to do just kind of a classic gaming hour or something in there where we just play some of these games and get, especially with Twitch, get that streaming up there and show some of these, even the obscure ones. I found one the other day called Zookeeper. I'd never played or seen before. I'm in love with it. It's a quick reaction, and you gotta play smart. It's a hard game. I think young gamers these days would not be able to hack it at Zookeeper.
I think there's a lot of games that gamers wouldn't be able to play nowadays.
100%, 100%. But yeah, to answer your question, so there are. Last night we had Maximilian. He has a pretty big YouTube presence for his show Assist Me and also Yo Video Games. And so he's going to have a live Yo Video Games weekly on Thursdays. And then the JSOLShow.com has a kind of a news talk live section, which will be Fridays. That's today at, I believe it starts at 8. I think it's an 8 to 10. So there will be
Pacific time for everyone out there.
Pacific time, thank you. Yes. So we do break it up, and you'll probably see more, and you'll see things pop in and pop out. But we're trying to keep it. The important thing is that we will always have a schedule up on our website, which currently it's EliteLoungeLive.com, but it will be EliteLoungeLive.com/schedule. And so that is, yeah, hopefully that answered the question about programming.
So what would you say would be your goal in order, as far as getting, like, is there a celebrity or person that you say, man, I really want to have this person, and once you get that person on the show, it's like you hit the stride?
I don't know if I have a specific person. I mean, it would. I think anybody who's won an Academy Award, I'd feel pretty happy about, or anybody who is like the top of the top. In whether in gaming or game development, any of those. I'll tell you, just me personally, what I would love is I would love to have a movie release, video game release tie-in. With like the full cast. So let's take Fast and the Furious 6 that comes out this weekend. Yeah. On Tuesday, Fast and the Furious Showdown came out. If we could have had, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and The Rock, and Michelle Rodriguez come in and like battle it out on some classic gaming, and then play a little bit of Fast and the Furious Showdown with us the week that the movie comes out, that would have been right there. I think would be amazing.
That would be pretty awesome.
Right? That'd be pretty cool.
Would you make them play like Micro Machines?
or just I was playing Joust last night. Just have them take it to each other at Joust or something. Something great like that, or even I think being able to let this spread out even into an outside, being able to create other locations that might be able to have lounges like this would also be where I think this could possibly go. There are a lot of also other secret visions of grandeur that I would love to share, but that we're still holding close to the. Close and hiding them for now.
What would you say is the game that people play the most when they come into a lounge?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 100%.
I noticed that a lot of people play that too. Yeah. I was like, I wonder if that's mainly. And now I also see you guys have drinks there. So I mean, you guys got a show. I never actually seen it. Do you guys have like a cooler of like a whole bunch of cool drinks in it?
We have a fridge. I wish that I could pick you up. You're attached to my monitor, and I would just take you into the lounge. I wonder if I can do that. Give me one sec. Let me see if I could. Let me see. I'm on Wi-Fi, so I can take off the monitor. We're going to see what happens here, all right? soon
Okay.
as my drives eject, I believe I should be able to take you with me. Hold on to your butts.
It's like a
I like all the toys that he has over there by the television. That looks awesome.
I like the old Apple and the Minority Report on top of it.
I mean, this I have to say that when I was on there and I just saw how many games are on the Ultimate Game Machine. Like, if you guys got to go check it out. I mean, you guys should be going and hanging out in the lounge anyway. But the Ultimate Game Machine is great, and it has an awesome front end that shows previews of the game. It has like all these little interactions, graphics. It's like really really cool, and it's just to see all the games. It's like I always make the joke that if I had like the access to games that I have now when I was growing up, like I would have probably never finished school or done much of anything.
See, my
But
parents limited me to the number of games I could have, and it wasn't like I had a huge allowance to buy the games. It was whatever I got for Christmas, and yeah, that just didn't go well. I think I've had a total of 12 NES games in my life, so
I used to test games for BBS, so I've always had access to a lot of games.
I think that we might have lost our connection with him. Let me see if we can get it back. Looks
Yeah.
like what we lost is the video.
no, we lost him completely. Oh wait, there's back again.
Let me see.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you.
Oh, there we
No video.
as soon as I got it, it went away again. Look at that. All right, so I sent another invite, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean it's really cool to see that people can come on like you said they had voice actors. They've had all types of different people come on talk about comic books, things like that.
Oh, there
There
you
we
are.
go.
There we go. Yeah, I got blocked for a second.
Awesome.
Okay, so here, let's try this.
Woo,
get a
we're
tour
going
of-
on a trip.
Yeah, it looks like one of the scenes from Requiem for a Dream or something.
Right. So right now, Brian, on the Ultimate Game Machine,
Aw, yeah.
is playing some Metro, right? Yeah. Oh, you're playing. Oh my gosh, I really like this game. I don't care what people say, I like it.
I love the other one so far.
So this is the Ultimate Drink Machine, right? Let's get the good view.
Oh,
So it starts there.
Mountain Dew, I need it.
that
I
is
don't
awesome.
see any vodka.
I know. Well, we keep away. So, and here's just a kind of a view of the lounge.
Nice.
Very cool. It's cool seeing it this way.
So yes, no, there is no alcohol because, as you can imagine, alcohol plus computers plus expensive equipment equals potential problems.
Yes.
And potential hilarity, but I can understand the reason.
Oh, right. Potential hilarity, of course, but mostly potential pouring of drinks onto Ultimate Game Machine so that it stops working. Yeah.
And that would be bad.
Also, if you have guests that you don't know if they drink well or not, you don't want them turning into a demon
Yeah,
and
you don't
destroying
want to
everything.
take chance because it's like they come in and all of a sudden they have a few drinks and they're like beating up on the Ultimate Game Machine or something.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Here's a and I'll put it in the chat if it works.
Okay.
That's a link to an article on Forbes that they did about the Ultimate Game Machine, calling it the arcade machine of the future. So we definitely use that article often when we're chatting with people and telling them about the lounge. It was a nice little write-up that was done about it.
Oh, very nice. All right, so I know that you have to get off and get ready for the show, but I did have I just wanted to ask you, have you ever had someone just pop in that you didn't expect, like someone just come by? Because I do like when sometimes you see Jace walk by, but of course, he's running the whole thing too.
Right,
Have you ever had someone just pop in on the show?
We have. What we try and do is we try and keep in touch with people so that if they want to pop in, that they can. I won't name any names, but we had somebody pop in once who had been a previous guest, who was a friend of the current guest, and they swept in, like they showed up at the door and said, bing bong, and said, "Hey, I'm crashing," and pushed past me and came in and like leapt on the person on the couch, and we're like, "Hey!" And pretty soon they were asking all the questions and like making it about themselves, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Not on my show.
I think I even said out loud, probably not accidentally, but I said out loud, like, is this happening right now? And yeah, so it has happened. So ever since then, people ask if they can come by and crash, and we're like, yes, totally. Come by in the second hour, or let's make sure it's okay. Because what if we want it to feel like people can come by anytime? But what if the person who stops by is somebody that the current guest hates, and it would just and yet they think that they, the way it is in Hollywood is people pretend like they like each other and they're cordial, but really then they don't. And so the last thing we would want to do is bring somebody in that our main guest hates, even though they'll act cordial towards them, and that the other person thinks that they're really liked, and it becomes this awkward competition of who gets the attention. So we really try and focus mainly on the guest.
Or you could have a Jerry Springer moment, and then it could be like a brawl, and then bam, more and more hits.
Literally hits.
Right, more and more hits, and one broken TV and a broken Ultimate Game Machine. So
yeah,
that would be bad.
Yeah, that Ultimate Game Machine is way too awesome to allow something like that happen. But I just want to say that everybody should check out the lounge. Now they're on Twitch, and it's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of people in there watching the show, and there's always something interesting. That's the thing. It doesn't get stale, and it's good interaction. Even if you're just chatting with other people in the room, you'll meet other gamers. I have to say, like 99% of the people in there are cool. Every once in a while someone comes in. You know how gamers can be, but it's fun, and you see a lot of people that you probably wouldn't normally get access to. I mean, maybe if you watch every YouTube video, maybe you'll say, I know that guy, I know that lady, but for the most part, there's going to be something that you haven't seen. There's going to be discussion going on that you're going to want to be part of or listen to. And I just think overall it's just a great format and a great idea. And I hope to spend a lot of time in there, listening and watching and just enjoying it. So I hope you guys too. So for the people out there, Xander, what would you say is the best time that they should tune in to get the best experience?
I would say if you come in at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on any given day except Sunday would be the best time for sure, starting from 6 to midnight. I mean, we're on 5 to midnight, and as things go, I would just say to come in at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. It appears, it seems like the switch to Twitch will not have the same chat capabilities, but we are preserving it through Tiny Chat. So there's a teeny bit of a learning curve, but if you come in to our site, I would say that better next week, you will be able to cam up and join a chat on Twitch while running it through TinyChat. Little confusing, but you can figure it out. So I would say just any day, check our schedule at eliteloungelive.com, which is 1337loungelive.com, and yeah, I think it's just going to get better from here. So the next couple of weeks will be a little bit of ironing out any little tiny kinks, but we'll be up and running. So
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on and talking Elite Lounge with us, Xander. I hope that in the future you guys can come back on and we can talk more about what's been going on since last time.
Absolutely. Grace, I'm sorry that I'm going to miss the talk about Xbox One. I know there's a there's a lot to talk about. So, but it was a real pleasure. I really appreciate you asking me, and Ignacio, it was nice to meet your little Google circle.
My picture, yeah.
Yes. It looks great, by the way. So
I'm considering putting up the picture that I have of Nicolas Cage that he's like hopped up on cocaine or something. But,
Perfect.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks a lot, Xander.
Well, thank you guys. We will see you again and talk soon.
All
all right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.